Dylan
We are
Grimes, Richmond co-captain. What just a sensational appointment that was, along with Toby Nankervis. I love that. We love Dill. He also has a broken thumb, and you said you were down at Richmond, big noting, and told
Last
that he
week.
wouldn't be playing in the season opener. He's on the line. Have you got good news or not for Richmond supporters, Dill? Welcome and congratulations on the appointment.
Hey, thanks very much, guys. Thanks for having me. But yeah, at this stage, I'm lining up with a lot of strapping and tape and that sort of thing. But yeah, at this stage, I'll be playing. But got to get through captain's run yet, and yeah, fingers crossed I'll be there.
Well, captain's run's just a walk around the park, isn't it? Just a couple of bounces and a few shots at goal. So that sounds pretty promising.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. Like the surgery went well, about as good as we could hope, and yeah, there's no doubt there'll be a bit of discomfort, and we tried out different things like playing with a glove, and I didn't like that, and but yeah, so far so good. We'll see how it goes.
What exactly? Good morning to you, Dylan. What exactly was the operation entailing?
I just I went into a marking contest and got my thumb caught in the back of young Josh Kipkis's jumper, and yeah, just pulled it back in a direction it probably shouldn't have gone, and yeah, there's just a small tendon on the inside of your thumb that sort of stops that, and yeah, unfortunately I detached that, and yeah, just had to get that reattached under the knife, and yeah, that was about it.
Well, it's great news.
Yeah, great news.
There'll be a lot of people
I'm a bit
out there.
embarrassed about the fact that I took it to the bank yesterday. You weren't playing, but it is great news that you will be playing.
Tell us about
Yeah.
Josh. Tell us about Josh Gibcus. We're all excited about the way he performed in the Amy Community Series. He looks just ready-made.
Yeah, he's one of those really exciting players. Like I think he's, you look at his body shape, he's got so much physical kind of development to go, but the way he plays is, showing great signs so early. So, yeah, I think it was sort of a given that he was going to work his way into the round one team, which sounds incredible considering he's only been here a few months. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to with him and his game, and he's going to be an exciting one to watch.
I'm told he's in a good way, really confident kid in his own abilities.
Yeah, he is, and I think he kind of, footy's one of those things where you kind of don't know what you don't know until you kind of get into it. And I think he's come in and been like a sponge in the first part of his career here, and just been absolutely lapping up, learning from the other key backs. And, we picked up Robbie Tarrant as well, who's been an amazing kind of coach and mentor for him. Brings some completely different ideas and ways of doing things from North. So, yeah, that's been really great for not just Josh, but for all of us, really.
Dylan, sometimes you have to have somebody in your midst to understand or appreciate how good they might be. Is Robbie Tarrant one of those players? You would have had an impression of him, when he played for North Melbourne, but now he's in at Richmond there. Have you got a completely different view of him or not?
Yeah, look, I think selfishly I was really eager about, when I heard that he was a possible trade option or recruit, I was really eager to see if that could we could make that happen. And yeah, for me, he's just added so much to my game personally because, having another really solid back that you can, really depend on, and he brings some great leadership qualities, which is just an added bonus because he's already such a good player, but to have that as well is excellent. And yeah, I've really gelled with him off field as well. So, yeah, it's been really refreshing to just have him there. And yeah, he's a terrific guy, got a great young family. So he's added a lot to our club kind of in a cultural sense, but for a playing sense, it's really exciting. And I think Tigers fans are going to have a lot to appreciate when they see how he goes about his work.
Talking to Dylan Grimes, one of Richmond's co-captains, it had been reported that he wouldn't be playing tomorrow night, but those reports are untrue, and he will be lining up as long as he gets through the captain's run today. What sort of a captain are you going to be?
Look, I hope I can remain authentic. I think that's probably the biggest thing I've learned over the years from Trent is that the importance of being yourself and doing it your way. So it's a little bit different to Trent, and I think that's what Toby and I bring is a different look. But yeah, and we're obviously very different leaders as well. So we think that we can really add something, and I'm hoping that that's going to be the case. But yeah, I hope over the journey I'm true to myself and that I can continue to learn and grow. Really, that's all I can do. And I think with good intentions, you can only do your best. So that's what we're trying to do.
I did a one-on-one, you may have heard about this, with Damien Hardwick the other day. He did, under some very heavy questioning, he did reveal the fact that you might be changing the way you play just ever so slightly. A couple of gears have been added to it. What does that actually mean?
Oh, look, I think like every season, coaches are pretty picky. They never finish the season and say, yep, we're going to do exactly the same thing. We did really well. We're just going to leave everything exactly the same. So you sort of come into every pre-season expecting some change, but Dimmer's right. We've tightened the screws in some areas. We've really learnt a lot about how to move the ball offensively, but also how that kind of enables us to defend a bit better as well. Trying to restrict opposition scores is a big focus for us to make sure that we're a successful team and right up there and in finals contention at the end of the year. But round one's kind of a different beast in its own. Like, it's going to be a high, intensely energetic game, and I think 5 minutes in we're all going to be bloody exhausted until we kind of get used to that pace. But we're certainly looking forward to trying to execute these things that we've been practicing all summer tomorrow. But kind of at the same time understanding that it's going to be a completely different beast in round one as well.
It's going to be a beauty. We can't wait. Last one from me. Are you guys going to back away from the mark, back away from standing the mark? It's been suggested that might be, having looked at last year and the impact of the stand rule, that that the alternative is to back right off and get into the space in front of the forwards. Is that the way you're looking at it?
Yeah, it's a really interesting one because, in some parts of the ground, maybe that makes sense, particularly, for the one, for, say, the opposition kick-out, that person on the mark can move left and right if they're just a metre behind that stand line. But if you're standing there, you're pretty much useless. So, in some scenarios it makes sense to, but in other scenarios we want to be pressing the ball and trying to slow the game down as much as we can. So I think it's a little bit case by case, but I think the best teams have learned to adapt to those rules really well. And I think I feel like Melbourne were a standout in that area. They really made them work
and
to their advantage.
Oh, sorry, Gronzi, I thought you'd finished that.
Right.
Just quickly, just one final question from me. You talked about pressure before. How's the disease pressure in the vineyard been this season?
Yeah, well, I mean, Tim, you've got a vineyard of your own. I think
Small.
this wet summer would have caused havoc of small. It's only 100 acres, I hear. They're very small.
Only half of it's in Vine. Yeah.
Yeah. This wet period has been challenging, but it's been a really good year for us. So we've still got another month or so before we come off the vine. I'm looking forward to that kind of happening, and I think every vineyard breathes a sigh of relief when the fruit finally comes off, and you can wrap up the year.
What's the name of it? Just quickly. What's the name of it? Just quickly.
Mount Macedon Winery. Mount Macedon Winery is the name of it. So we're in Mount Macedon.
Sounds like he's done a much better job with his vines than you. You said you're not going to get any.
I've got no fruit this year. No.
Well done, Dill. Hey, good on you, mate. We love having a chat with you. Always do. We think it's the appointment of you as co-captain is sensational, along with Toby, and we're looking forward to the Thursday night's match in a big, big way as well. So thanks for joining us. Look forward to talking through the year.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. See you guys.
There is one of my Wandule favourites, and a much better, what do you call him? Winemaker than you. That was for mate the Shell is most satisfied.
A vigneron.
That's it. NBN customers, internet from just $59. Search mate online.